Hi, I'm Ankita. I head marketing at i12WRK, the job platform, and today we are talking with Lara El Ghandour, if I pronounced it correct. So, Lara is one amongst the young HR leaders in the region. She has about a decade of experience in the HR space in Lebanon and Dubai, and right now she is the group HR director for W Ventures, which is one of the leading and award-winning media and communications company in the UAE. So first of all, Lara, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me as well.
So to start with, I saw something very interesting on your profile. You're a blast expert, which means you are a lie detection expert. So could you start with telling us a little about that?
Of course. So basically, it's the Blast is the company name or the place where they issue the certification. So they focus on lie detection, facial expressions, and body language, and which we use every day, especially when I'm hiring people or when I'm, having a conversation like a random one with my team or anyone in the company. So I definitely needed that.
So what do you notice when you're talking to a candidate? What tells you? What are the
those flags?
Yes, which tells you probably this candidate is bluffing around. How can you? What tells you?
So there's certain type of body movement and facial expressions. For example, if they are moving their eyesight to the right, means they're retrieving images, means they are trying to remember something that really happened. If they, scratch their nose, the way they move their hands, the way they sit, the posture, it all tells different stories. I don't usually be too much into that. I mean, I don't really focus too much into that, so I don't lose the sense of a human interaction during the interview. So, but it helps a lot, of course.
True, that's very nice to hear. So, when we talk about human interactions, you've been interacting with people, all your career. So, what is it that draws you to this people function? What draws you to the human resource profession?
So back in the days, I used to study audiovisuals, and that was my dream and my childhood dream back then. And it was in 2008. And life happened, and I had to start working in sales. And then I moved into F&B and then to office management. And it was a coincidence for me to join HR. I didn't study that major. I never thought about it. And it was just a coincidence. I had to fill a gap, and I fell in love with it. So since that day, I know what I'm doing. I really love it, and I have this passion for it, and I'm never changing this. So what's keeping me going all the time is honestly the people. So I am a people person. I love the human interaction, and I love how HR gives you the chance to talk, to go more deep with people rather than just managing them on a daily basis, knowing what they need to accomplish. So it's much deeper than that. And there's so many reasons that I've been into HR, and I'm pursuing it till this date. But it's definitely the people. It's number one. It's also HR is never boring. So despite of what other people say about HR, that it's paperwork, or it's not. It's always evolving, it's always growing, there's always new strategies, new trends, and I learn everything. I learn a new thing every single day. I never stop, and I keep researching every day new trends, new technologies. How can I improve? How can I do better? And especially today, HR is playing a major role in every company. They're kind of like the internal organ of the company, that they really keep it alive. So, yeah.
I mean, we can definitely see that passion that you bring to your work, and for everybody who's looking to create or build a career in HR, I think they can learn from you how to keep working on your skills, and like you say, HR, you meet people every day, you learn every day, and while we're talking about this, talking about talent in HR, talking about how do you see who's a right fit candidate? What kind of weightage do you give to which aspect of a candidate?
So basically, of course, we start a normal recruitment process, just like any other company. We post it online. Of course, we assess what we need first. We set up the budget for that. We say what they need to do, the job description and the stuff, and then we start seeing people. So we have like a long process, let's say that, to select the candidate. At the end, after we have met with everyone, we've created with like a ranking system, which is very important for us, that it tells how much, like for example, we're different people who see, there's myself, there's the managing director, there's the direct manager of this person, and sometimes there's other colleagues as well. So there's so many people that participate in the recruitment process. So after we've done all of that, we negotiate and we discuss like how much would I give Ankita on attitude. So attitude, for example, is very important. We start noticing it from the moment they come into the door, when they are not in the interview mode. So they don't think they're being noticed.
Is it because of the industry that you are in that you give a lot of importance to a candidate's attitude, or you would say generally?
I mean, the most important thing is that it's not only the skills. The skills can be, can be enhanced later on and can be worked on it. What I really care about for me as a person is I never hired the skills. I hired the person. So the person can the attitude plays a big role in that. The cultural fit. If you bring someone that is really skilled and really got it all and would never fit with the team, that would never work. So this will create another issue. So for that, we have several aspects that we assess on it before having a candidate. From the moment they start, like they come for an interview, we see how they interact with the receptionist, and then how they interact with the office boy, with the housekeepers, how they serve them coffee, because we all interact with each other in this company as one family. And if I see this person is treating people differently based on he's not in the interview mode, this means a red flag for us. So of course the skills is a huge factor, but there's a lot of other factors as well, which is the cultural fit is mostly important, and the attitude.
Okay, that's very insightful for the cultural fit. And so moving on, what would you advise the job seekers? What would be your word of caution for them when they are out there looking for jobs?
So basically, rule number one is please read the job posts thoroughly, like the job description, what is requested from a candidate to apply. If you're not fit into that job, just don't apply. And if you do apply, don't wait and have high hopes that you will be contacted on that. So the second advice would be brand themselves properly when it comes to social media, to all the recruitment platforms, because as a recruiter, when you need to hire someone, you would also stalk them a little bit. So you need to see the cultural fit before they join, or maybe after you have seen them, you've liked them, now there's the stalking mode will be on for, I'm pretty sure most of the recruiters do that. So they need to brand themselves very cautiously when it comes to social media platform. The other thing is to create the resume or to customize the resume based on the job description. So keywords are very important, and some of the recruitment platforms or systems, they are based on keywords algorithm. So if they need to really find a good job, or if they want the recruiter to select them, let them just look into the job description properly and then select the keywords that are mentioned over there and just mention it in their resumes or in their cover letter. And always have your cover letter matched, like mirroring the job description that you're applying for. So the third one would be don't rely on one method of applying. Like don't just stick to I'll go to LinkedIn, easy apply, and that's it. This will not get you any. So go out there, interact, socialize, make social networking that is really could be helpful for your future career. Just rely on several methods, don't stick to one. And the last thing would be when you get a job, just don't get the first one. Don't get the first job offer, don't accept it. Know your value in the market. Know the talent you have that you can give to the other companies. So just as we are as recruiters very cautious when selecting people, I recommend the job seekers to be really cautious when joining any company. Let them, of course, make a big research. Let them know if they fit into this culture of this company or the type of work. They can just.
I think that's very important, and only then they can be valuable employees to the company. And like earlier, you were telling that apply only to positions which are very relevant. That I think definitely ensures they get a better response when they are applying to jobs which are an exact match. But then what happens if they usually don't find a job which is an exact match to their skills? So then do they continue applying to jobs, or they just reduce the number of jobs they apply to?
So they basically need to be very specific. So if I work in HR, I wouldn't apply to a graphic designer job just because I need it.
Yes.
They need to be specific, and they need to know, they need to be focused. What do I want to work with? And how can I expand with that? So if I work in HR, I can definitely go to culture transformation, or I can go to recruitment, I can go to payroll, I can go to compensation and benefits. So I can branch out, of course, but as long as I'm focused in what I do. So I understand, especially now with the market that is being globally down. So I understand that people need to find a job, but if they do, and if they land on a job that they don't like or they don't fit in, it's okay, keep it, but then keep job hunting and keep looking for something that you're good at, because once you really find your passion in something, it means you just got it right.
I think that's something very important that you've mentioned, because we keep getting queries from job seekers every day who say we've not been getting a response, and it's a challenge for us to convey this to them, that probably the response is low or nil because probably they've not applied to the right job. So I think that was a very important piece of advice. And also at this point, I would like to kind of learn from you about the red flags, while word of caution is what kind of jobs they're applying to. But also, a lot of people end up getting, into scams, job scams. So from that perspective, what would be their red flags, and when they should, kind of realize that they're getting into a trap?
So whenever a job seeker would get a response from any company, they need to do research first. So they need to check if this company is really hiring, if it's not a scam, because it's happening a lot. Scammers are trying just to collect data, personal data, and they try to sell it later on. So just do a proper research, make sure this company is hiring, and then you can take a step and share your resume. And the red flags that I advise don't do is, first, just don't go for a newspaper resume. Be straightforward, be focused in your resume, just one page. I mean, a CEO should have a resume of a page and a half. So, a job seeker, or especially the students, cannot just keep on listing. So keep it short, keep it simple and straight to the point. And that would be the number one advice. I would really recommend it to everyone. It's a hassle for all the recruiters. Number two would be as well, so customize again your resume to the job you're applying to. So if you're applying to a graphic designer job, make sure your resume matches the requirements of this company. And when you are contacting the company, don't just send mass email to all the recruiters that you have in your contact list. That's really bad. Customize your message. Show that you're interested in this company. Show your value. Show them what you can deliver and what you can bring to the table of this company. this would make you stand out. So just make sure to stand out among other candidates that they are applying. Another thing would be when you land on a job opportunity or a job interview per se, be prepared. Make a full research about the company you're going to be interviewed at. Have questions, have a list of questions. Show you're interested in this company and have real questions, not just like how many employees are you in this company, or just ask real questions. This would show that you're really interested about the company and you're cautious about your career, and you just don't want to end up in any other job in any other company. So you would be really just be specific.
What is like, because we were talking about questions, what is like a really good question that a candidate has asked you?
So one of the candidates that I've met like earlier, he asked me like, what are the challenges you guys face on a daily basis, or when you land on a job and then you don't take it, or like some kind of questions that are really important to us. I don't really expect all the candidates that I've seen, especially if they are in a junior level, to ask this kind of question. And I was asked by a junior person, and I was so happy that he really showed a lot of interest. So that was really nice. The other thing would be is have your references lined up and ready. So whenever we need to hire someone, of course, we do a background checkup, and we ask the candidate or the potential employee that we are going to be doing a reference check. So just have it ready, inform them. I mean, if you haven't worked with them or you haven't seen them in a decade, they probably won't remember your name. So just prepare them that someone will be calling you to ask about us. So always have the referrals lined up.
Okay, I think that was a good list, a to-do list and checklist for the candidates to keep themselves prepared. And while they prepare with all these things to, what to be careful for and how to apply, we'd like to end the discussion by asking, what can they do to make themselves more relevant for the 2020 job market? The next year is around the corner. So what should they do?
First of all, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I really hope, I have high hopes on 2020 so far, and I feel that it's going to be, a good year. I have this feeling. So what I would advise the job seekers is, follow the trend, be creative, and be creative in the way you look for a job, the way you apply for a job, the way you reach out to the employers. Just be creative in whatever you do. The word is yours. You can think as much as you want and stand out with what you do. Another thing is have a growth mindset. So always look forward in what would I want from this job to be in the future. Do I just want it for a year or two, or a month or two, or I'm looking forward to grow in this company or to grow as a person as well. So always have this growth mindset back in your head. Be social, go out there, socialize, interact, network effectively, because this would help you really, really well, especially now. I mean, we're in the era of, everything is digitized, and it's crazy that you can just reach to anyone, anywhere in the world, and just, a press of a button. Be focused, have short and long term goals for your career and for your life, and be focused where you apply, what do you want to do in life, where you want to be headed later on. So just don't think for what do I want to do now, and don't think that, oh, I'm not doing the thing that I'm passionate about. It doesn't matter. It matters later on when you're good at something. That's where your passion would be, born. So be passionate about what you do and what you are good at, and that's where the passion would be really glowing. Make sure you enhance your culture awareness. It's very important to know what is going on around the world, and what are the new technologies, the new people. Like, just learn about more people. This would really help in so many things in the future. And I wish them all the best of luck, and I wish that we can also find real talents. We're always on the look for real talents to join our company.
All the best for that, Lara, that you continue to find right talent for your company. And on that note, hopefully all of us find the right thing to do and find our find out what we are good at, find our calling for 2020, and get more aware, get more relevant, and continue to be great and awesome at what we do. Thank you so much, Lara.
Thank you.